Hello everybody, welcome to this video series on Java Technologies Lab. So in this video I am going to demonstrate as well as show you the code for program 5. So the aim of program 5 is to create a servlet and to maintain a hit count of the web page, that is the servlet page. So let's start this. So go to file, new, dynamic web project. So let's give the project name as session test. Click on finish. Now right click session test project, new, HTML file. So we are going to create a file called index.html, finish. So I am going to copy the code and paste it here. Okay, the code will be provided in the description of this video. You can check it out. Okay, so we are going to display a button, submit button on the web page, which is going to display the message get hit count. Okay, and the action of the form has been set to a servlet which is page hit count. So now we have to create a servlet by the same name. Class name should be page hit count. Okay, and click on finish. So meanwhile, let me copy the code for the servlet file. Uh, yes, paste. Okay. Now let's see what is happening in this servlet. Um, so I have created two variables. So one variable is a session, which is of the type HTTP session. So I have already discussed about this in the previous video, in the theory video. And for maintaining the count, I am creating a count variable, which is of int type. Okay, so as usual, we have the method doGet, which will handle the get request. Okay, so let's see what is happening in this doGet. So first of all, I am going to get a reference to the current session by using the method get session. Okay, so where this method available? This method is available in the request object, which belongs to HTTP servlet request. Okay, and the reference to the current session will be stored in the variable session, which is declared here. Okay, then now first of all, the count value should be 0, right? Initially the count value should be 0. So I have to initially check whether count is there in the session or not. So that's what I am doing here. Okay, so I am using a method called get attribute and I am searching for a data item called count. So if this is there, then we have to execute this code. If it is not there, the meaning is count is not initialized. So I am doing that here in the else block. Okay, so I am initializing count to 0 and I am storing the count value which is 0 in the session by using the method set attribute. Okay, so the name I am giving for the data item is count and the value that I am storing in this count data item is this value 0. Okay, so essentially what you are doing here is in the session you are storing count equal to 0 like this. Okay, and I am displaying the same thing here on the web page. So I am printing hit count is equal to count. So it will initially it is 0, so it will display 0 here. Okay, now when I refresh the web page, okay, when I refresh the web page, now this condition will be true, right? Because in the previous case we have already added the count data item into the session, so this one will be true. It is not null now. Okay, it is not equal to null, so this condition is true. And here we are getting the current count value which we have stored previously by using the method get attribute, which we have used here. Same method get attribute, we are searching for the count data item. Okay, so we got the value of the count, which is 0. Okay, and let's see the return type of this method. So you can see the return type is object, right? So even though we know that 0 is integer, this method is going to return an object. So that object we are converting it to a string. Okay, so the output of this entire thing is a string 0. Okay, now this left hand side count variable is of the type integer, but the value we got is a string. So we know that there is a method in Java called integer.parseInt for converting this string into integer. So that's what I am doing here. Integer.parseInt this value. Okay. So after getting the value, we have to increment the value, right? Because we are refreshing the web page. That means the web page is uh, loaded again. Okay. Then after incrementing the count, again we have to store that count value into the session by using the method setAttribute. Okay. Once you store the new count value into the session, you can print it out onto the web page. Hit count equal to the value of count. So that's all. It's a very simple thing. So we are using getAttribute method as well as setAttribute method, and initially we are getting the reference to the session by using request.session. So these are the three things that we have used here. Okay. Now let's run this. Run. Okay, run on the server. Finish. Okay. So we are getting the output of index.html on the screen, right? So when I click this button, it will go to page hit count servlet. Okay, right. So initially the count value is 0. Now when I refresh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so if you refresh the page n number of times, the count will increase n by n. Okay, so that's it. That's this program. Uh, Not too complicated, very simple. That's it. Thank you.